Okay, we're back to talk about week 12, day 2, and the concepts that will help you understand the day 2 assignments. So project 4 is an interactive report with several elements, including static and dynamic images. When reviewing the assignment guidelines, you'll realize there's a total of 5 static, non-moving, and 1 dynamic, moving visual. Since each group member should be completing 2 or 3 parts of the P4 report, depends on how many people are in your group, chances are more than one person will have to dip their toe into creating or finding a visual. So details about the visual requirements and expectations for P4. All visuals in the report require captions according to MLA or APA standards. For the majority of P4 visuals, even the static ones, they must be created by someone in the group unless stated otherwise. A static image is a non-moving image like a photo, chart, or graph. And then the next slide is going to show you the 5 different types so you can get a better idea of the 5 required types of images for P4, starting with an aerial photo or a map of the particular area you're discussing, downloaded from the internet is okay. A team created visualization that illustrates stats concerning the problem or something depicting the problem, that's a visualization, including more than one is okay. A photograph or clip art depicting the solution, it can be from Google, but it needs to be copyright free, and for that, Wiki Commons or Pixabay is your best bet. It can be a photo taken by someone in the group. That works too. I wouldn't recommend it though. Next, you'll need a schedule for implementing the solution, otherwise known as a Gantt chart. Lastly, you'll need an image of a team created budget based off of researching the type of money needed for your solution. So a dynamic image, the sixth image needed for P4 is a moving image like a video. After the introduction, the P4 report should move on to include the dynamic video created by somebody in your group, and the video needs to illustrate an explanation of the problem or the need, causes of the problem, details of the solution. The video has to be original, no reposts from the internet that you found. It should be short, 1 minute or less. The video, you can just be reading some of this stuff, the explanation of the problem, causes of the problem. You can be reading that from the research report. That's fine. However, details of the solution, you'll have to figure that out during research for project 4. And overall, this minute video, it's not a lot of time, but it's basically your visual pitch of the project problem and the solution. And overall, the visuals of the report should be seamlessly integrated. They should make sense to the topic, purpose, and audience. So more about Gantt charts, because these can be confusing to some. The chart for the recommendation report should depict the imaginary tasks necessary to implement the solution. I have seen people turn in the Gantt chart and it has the P4 task list, like team charter, rough draft, final draft. That's not what this is for. You already gave me a list like that, and I don't need a visualization repeating the same thing. This visualization you should still have that professional hat on. And this is if in the professional world, if you were really completing the solution, what types of things would you need to get to the solution? And what's the timeline for getting there? As a group, discuss which tests are necessary to implement the solution. What would actually need to be done to accomplish the group goal? Designate someone to take notes during the next team meeting. Create an informal list, like who in the group can complete each of these imaginary tasks, which sequence could they be completed in. The Gantt chart should illustrate the week-to-week tasks, or maybe month-to-month if it's like a really heavy solution. Designate someone to look up sample Gantt charts or templates. Designate somebody to start creating the chart based on the notes. Furthermore, your group's recommendation report needs to include a budget. It has to outline particulars as a group, but one person's responsible for completing and attaching this to the report. Good budget's easy to read, clearly relays incoming and outgoing funds. Research similar problems in companies and look for public budgets you can emulate. Then decide with your group on some of the expenses and income concerns. Create the budget however you'd like, but make sure it's clear and it's not too big. Avoid a budget that requires too much scrolling or it's confusing for people to read, because that doesn't help your ethos. That doesn't help the clarity of one of the more important aspects of the project, the economics of the project, right? You can look to Excel or Word or Canva, Paint. Maybe there's a budget app that you know about. In the Understanding Concepts for week 12, there's a video on making a budget. It's really short. Clearly explain a budget in a limited amount of time. So yay, awesome, good job. So those are the particulars of day 2, and then we're going to jump to the actual assignments to maybe bring some clarity to those. So week 2 assignments. There's one that someone in the group should be responsible for. Okay, we're back. So somebody in the group needs to create that progress report, and we kind of already went over expectations. You're answering these sorts of questions, but you're keeping it in the same format as the first progress report. 60 points assigned to that one person. If they don't turn it in on time, then it affects their grade, not the group's grade. The thing everyone in the group needs to worry about turning in as an individual assignment, but you should discuss with each other first, kind of like that mock scenario thing that you did week 10. Deciding who is going to create which visual. There's 5, right? Most groups have 4 to 5 people. So you're gonna assign each person in the group to find or create one of these images. And then this assignment is pasting it to the discussion board. But after that, you analyze your own image. If that's hard for you to do because you chose an aerial map or something, if you want to also, or you just want to create a visualization because you feel that would be easier, you can do that. The reason I have you create the image and then analyze it is because you're going to be generating some text. That text can also be integrated into the P4 report. So let me show you. For example, someone's got to create the area map. Okay, that doesn't have to have. Oh yeah. So every image you create for the project needs to have a write-up underneath it. I expect to see a header, the image, and a write-up kind of explaining, you're discussing the image, much like you did for project 2. And you had figures, you discussed them. They do the same thing with discussing figure 1 and figure 2 and their write-ups. If you're creating the visualizations, the original visualizations, you still need to discuss them and their import, and maybe you did that in this assignment. And again, anything you're generating, I'm not having you do it for no reason. I'm having you compile these smaller assignments so that you're leading up to having images, text to use for your report. That's where I want everyone to get to and to build towards in little baby steps. So that's it. Those are the particulars, day 1 and day 2 of week 12. If you have further questions or you're confused about this week's assignments, then shoot me an email or WhatsApp text. Oh, and also for this assignment where you have to create your own visual, you need to add text to the bottom to add an APA or MLA formatted caption. So don't forget to caption it, because then you'll also have another part of the project finish in which you need the image and you need a caption, correctly formatted.